I asked Joss Whedon lots of questions about, who are these aliens and where do they come from? And
what do they look like?
what do they look like? Yeah. And what's the deal that's been made? So Loki's been given this scepter. By whom? And for what purpose? And I think I was one of the first people to ask him that question, and he said, Thanos. So I go, who? Tell me about him. And then Kevin is on set, and they tell me about Thanos, and I go, so there's a thing in the Tesseract, and there's one in the scepter, okay. But I don't know at this point that Ultron is coming around, and that there are going to be new characters based on what's inside Loki's scepter. I mean, the thing is, after The Dark World, I went off on a sabbatical, and I wasn't in the Marvel Universe for a while, and I went to watch all the new films as they came out. And they was always talking about Loki's scepter, and I was like, still in there somewhere. The thing is that he is redeemed. And I found it very touching because Loki as a character has been so broken for so long. And I think the center of him has been very fragile and very isolated after those traumatic events in the first film when he finds out he was adopted. But not only he was adopted, that his parents or his father had left him to die. So he has internalized that shame of being abandoned and being alone. And then all of that shame is turned into something harder and angrier, which is why he becomes the villain he becomes. He comes down to earth. He tries to subjugate it. He becomes a villain in every sense of the word. He's motivated by hatred and anger. And then he loses his mother, and he's still kind of unself-aware in that way. And it's only losing his father who calls him one of his sons. Odin includes him, says, "Are my sons," at the beginning of Ragnarok. And the chaos of another sibling, Hela turning up, and Thor and Loki have to join forces, and Thor really gets through to Loki in that way. And so to have it all come full circle, and for Loki to call himself an Odin son, to really identify with that, to identify with the strength of his father's love before saving his brother, I found